Alright, notes for geometric proofs. This is similar to the warm-up from Friday. If you're given all of this, okay, then all of this is going to be given, okay? So, let's write that down. All of that is given. Now you'll remember, hopefully from the warm-up on Friday, that if we know that angle LEG and angle TEN are vertical angles, that means that they're congruent. We should know that vertical angles are congruent because that's the definition of vertical angles. And if they're congruent, that means their measurements are equal. And that's the definition of congruent. And then we need to replace leg and 10 with their measurements. So we know what leg equals 10x minus 10. We know what 10 equals 8x minus 2. And since we just replaced on both sides, we plugged them in, remember that's called the substitution property. We might run out of room here. X is on both sides, we get rid of an x. We just did subtraction property. We get rid of the minus 10 by doing the opposite. We add 10 to both sides. By addition property. Our last step is we divide. X equals 4. And that's what we were trying to prove at the top. Alright, so hopefully you wrote a little smaller than I did to fit that in. I'll give you a minute to get this down. We're going to go to number 2. Alright, so we're going to move this down to number 2. Now number 2 says angle POG and angle GOT are a linear pair, and it gives us what they are. So once again, we got to write all that stuff for given. So let's do that. that is given. Alright, so this is a new type of problem. We are told that they are a linear pair. And what do we know about a linear pair? Hopefully you remember that a linear pair are two angles that are adjacent right next to each other that make a straight line, and that means they are supplementary. Alright, so let's write that down instead. So angle POG and GOT are supplementary. That's the definition of a linear pair. So we're going from linear pair to supplementary. And if we know they're supplementary, we know that their measurements add up to 180 degrees. Why? That's the definition of supplementary. Now we're going to want to replace the measurements with the numbers. MPOG, we know what that is, 2x plus 5. And then measure of angle GOT, we know that's 3x. And anytime you replace something like that, that's the substitution property. We should be able to solve this algebraically, so let's do that. 2x and 3x are on the same side, becoming 5x plus 5 equals 180. When you do that, that's called combining like terms. We get rid of the loaner by subtraction. So that would be subtraction POE. And then we get rid of that 5 by division. Now when we check our answer at the top, we're trying to prove angle angle GOT is 105. Now if I got x is 35, I need to plug that x into GOT. So the measure of angle GOT is supposed to be 3x, 3, and then x is going to be 35. Why? Because I replaced it. So what do we call it when we replace? Substitution. Or sorry, up here, substitution. Last step, 3 times 35 is 105 degrees. That is multiplication property of equality. I'll give you a minute to get that down. Alright, so we're going to flip it over to number 3 on the back. Here we go. Alright, so D is on the interior of angle ABC. So let's do this one. D is interior of ABC. Measure of angle ABD equals (3) parentheses x plus 4. The measure of angle DBC is equal to 2x plus 10. The measure of angle ABC is equal to 82. If it helps you to draw a picture, you can think of ABC, and then D is on the interior. Okay, so this is going to be that part plus part equals whole, which we said is called angle addition postulate. First step is given. So the angle addition postulate says that the part plus the part equals the whole. So we have this part plus this part equals this whole. So let's write that out. Measure of angle ABD plus measure of angle DBC equals the measure of angle ABC. And that's the angle addition postulate. Okay. Then we need to replace these with numbers. ABD, 3 parentheses x plus 4 plus 2x plus 10 equals 82. We just substituted. Okay, and then first thing I want to do, PEMDAS, I need to, in the parentheses, I need to distribute this right here. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12. Bring everything else down. Since I just distributed, that's the distributive property. Now, on the left-hand side, you're going to see two things to combine. 3x and 2x makes 5x. 12 plus 10, 22. And that was combining like terms. Oops, combing. And then get rid of the loaner, minus 22 by subtraction POE. And then last step is to divide x equals 12 by division POE. I'll give you a minute to get this down. Alright, as for number 4 on the notes, we are going to skip it. I know yours looks different than mine on this screen, but either way, we're going to skip doing it on notes because I think you should be able to do your number 4 on your own, so you don't need to do it on the notes. Look at your assignment, or sorry, when you get your assignment, I'm going to help you out here, okay? So, number 1 on your assignment, which is going to be passed out if it hasn't already. Number 1 is supplementary. We did that one already. Number 2 is the angle addition postulate. And then number 3 is vertical. Okay? So let's go back to your notes. I want you to mark these things on your notes. So, let's take a look. Number 1 is vertical angles. So I'm looking at your assignment, and you have vertical angles on number 3. Okay? So next to number 1, we're going to put number 3. If I can make that look nice. Number 3. Your number 1 on your notes is like number 3 on your assignment. Vertical angles, you're going to do it very similar to this. Okay? Number 2 on your notes, the linear pair. A linear pair reminds me of number 1 on the assignment. Number 1 on the assignment is supplementary, so it actually starts at this step right here. Okay? So it's a lot shorter. Okay? Number 3 is vertical angles. Or sorry, number 3 on your notes is the interior angle, and that's going to be like number 2 on your assignment. So number 3 from your notes is like number 2 on the assignment. And when you get to number 4 on the assignment, 4 actually reminds me, it's similar, okay, on the assignment. It's similar to on the notes, number 3. But instead of angle addition postulate, it's segment addition postulate.